Right now, your attic is sitting between 130 and 160 degrees, and 12 inches below that, separated from your living space by drywall and insulation, it is radiating that heat down into your home every single minute your AC runs. A $16 roll of ridge vent material changes that. No electricity, no moving parts, no maintenance, ever. Here is exactly how it works. And here is why the contractor who replaced your roof never once mentioned that your attic ventilation might be the reason your AC cannot keep up. But first, I need to show you something about what is happening above your ceiling right now. Because most people think about attic heat as a summer inconvenience. What it actually is a second furnace running directly above your living space every day between May and September. And until you address it, your AC is fighting a battle it was never designed to win alone. Stay with me. This reframes everything. Here is what happens to your roof on a summer day. The sun hits your shingles. A typical dark-colored roof surface reaches 150 to 170 degrees in direct afternoon sun. The air trapped in the attic beneath those shingles, if it has nowhere to go, reaches 130 to 150 degrees by mid-afternoon. That superheated air does not stay in the attic. It radiates heat downward through your ceiling insulation and into the rooms below. This is called conducted and radiated heat transfer. And here is the part that makes it so difficult to fight with air conditioning alone. Your insulation slows this process. It does not stop it. If the temperature differential between attic air and your living space is 50 to 70 degrees, even R38 insulation eventually loses that battle. The heat keeps coming, the AC keeps running, and the rooms directly below the hottest attic zones stay warm, regardless of what the thermostat is set to. A typical dark shingle roof can easily reach 170 degrees Fahrenheit, and the air temperature inside the attic can reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit without adequate ventilation, even with enough insulation on the attic floor. This extreme radiant heat transfers through the insulation to the ceiling below. The structural lumber in the attic also reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit by afternoon. With its thermal mass, it can stay hot well into the evening and continually transfer heat into your house. That last sentence is the one nobody talks about. The lumber. The structural wood of your roof framing absorbs heat all day and holds it, even after the sun goes down, even after outdoor temperatures drop in the evening. The wood in your attic is still radiating stored heat downward at 10 o'clock at night. This is why your upstairs bedroom feels hottest at 9 or 10 p.m., hours after the sun has set. The attic structure is releasing stored thermal energy directly into the room below. The fix is not more insulation. The fix is removing that hot air before it has time to superheat the structure in the first place. Here is how a ridge vent does that, and why it is more effective than every other attic ventilation option most people are familiar with. Your roof has a peak, the ridge line that runs along the very top. Hot air rises. In a properly ventilated attic, the hottest air rises to the peak and needs somewhere to exit. A ridge vent is a continuous opening cut along that peak, covered by a specially designed cap that allows air to escape while blocking rain, insects, and debris from entering. The science is simple. Hot air rises. As the sun heats your roof, the air in your attic gets significantly hotter than outside air. A ridge vent at the top lets that hot air escape. Cooler air enters through soffit vents at the bottom, creating continuous circulation. This passive system runs 24/7 with no electricity, no moving parts, and no maintenance. The soffit vents, the small vents along the underside of your roof overhang at the eaves, are the intake. Cool outside air enters at the lowest point of the attic. It flows up along the underside of the roof deck, picking up heat as it travels. That heated air exits at the ridge. Fresh, cooler air replaces it from the soffits. The cycle runs continuously, passively, 24 hours a day, without a single watt of electricity. This is called balanced attic ventilation. And the ridge vent is the exhaust half of a system that only works when both halves, intake at the soffit, exhaust at the ridge, are present and unobstructed. Attic temperatures can drop by 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which helps the home and living spaces below feel significantly cooler. And when you add a radiant barrier on top of this, which we have covered in a previous video, the combined effect can bring attic temperatures within 10 to 20 degrees of outdoor ambient. On a 95-degree day instead of a 145-degree attic, cooking your ceiling, you have a 105-degree attic. That is a 40-degree reduction in the heat radiating into your living space. Now let me explain the $16 product specifically, because there is a distinction between the ridge vent as a concept and the ridge vent as a product you can install yourself. And that distinction matters for understanding what this video is actually about. The roll-type ridge vent, sometimes called a shingle over ridge vent or a rolled ridge vent, is a flexible mesh material that installs along the ridge line and gets covered by cap shingles on top. It is the same product that professional roofers install when they build a properly ventilated roof. The vent itself costs $8 to $12 per 4-foot section. A single roll covering 20 feet of ridgeline runs $15 to $20 at any home improvement store. Brands like AirVent, Core Vent, and Owens Corning all make versions widely available at hardware stores. This is a roofing project. I want to be clear about that. Installing a ridge vent requires cutting an opening along the ridge of the roof and working safely at roof height. If you are not comfortable on a roof or do not have the right safety equipment, this is a project you hire a roofer for. Ridge vent installation costs $7 to $15 per linear foot or $350 to $600 total, depending on the roof length, pitch, and style. But here is why the $16 figure matters, even if you pay for professional installation. The material itself is cheap. What you are primarily paying for in a professional installation is the labor and the knowledge of where to cut. And the best time to have this done is when your roof is already being replaced, at which point many roofers include it at minimal added cost because the cap shingles are already being replaced anyway. Ridge vent installation typically costs $300 to $650 when added during a roof replacement, the ideal time to install. If you already have a ridge vent, which many homes do, the $16 fix is the roll vent material used to replace a damaged or inadequate existing ridge vent. Or it is the soffit vent baffle, a foam or cardboard channel that costs about $1 per linear foot and keeps attic insulation from blocking the soffit intake vents that the ridge vent depends on to function. Which brings me to the single most common reason ridge vents fail to work even in homes that already have them. This is the part nobody explains, and it is the reason some homeowners add a ridge vent and notice almost no improvement. A ridge vent only works when it has a clear intake path at the soffits. Hot air cannot exit at the top if cooler air cannot enter at the bottom. The system needs both ends open to circulate. In most homes, the soffit vents, the intake half of the system, are blocked. Not blocked by damage or debris from outside. Blocked from inside by attic insulation that has been pushed up against the soffit area over years of settling, re-insulation projects, or simply poor original installation. The insulation essentially seals off the intake pathway. The ridge vent sits open at the top, but there is no airflow because nothing can enter at the bottom. The fix is a soffit vent baffle. A simple cardboard or foam channel, sometimes called an attic rafter vent or an insulation baffle, that installs between the roof rafters right at the point where the rafters meet the exterior wall. It holds insulation back from the soffit area and maintains a clear air channel from the soffit vent up to the open attic space. They cost about $1 per linear foot at any hardware store and install in a few minutes each. The ideal ventilation flow comes in low over the insulation to keep it dry and cool. Some of it should flow up under the roof sheathing to keep it cooler, then exhaust out near the peak of the roof. If your attic has a ridge vent and you are not seeing the temperature improvement you expected, go into the attic and look at the soffit area. If insulation is packed up against the eaves with no visible airway, the intake is blocked. Installing baffles in every rafter bay along the perimeter is the fix. It is inexpensive, it takes an afternoon, and it turns a ridge vent that was doing almost nothing into a fully functioning ventilation system. Now, I want to tell you about two things that most videos about ridge vents never mention, because they change the value calculation significantly. The first is what inadequate attic ventilation does to your roof shingles. This is something roofing manufacturers know and discuss, but homeowners almost never hear. Without adequate ventilation, heat builds up in the attic in summer, reaching 150 to 160 degrees, baking the shingles from underneath and shortening their lifespan by 5 to 10 years. Your shingles have a rated lifespan, 30 years, 40 years, architectural grade warranties. That lifespan assumes adequate attic ventilation. Without it, the underside of the shingles is exposed to 150-degree attic air every summer day. The adhesive that bonds the shingle layers softens and degrades. The asphalt dries out. The shingles crack and cup years before their rated end of life. Every major shingle manufacturer, Gaff, Owens Corning, Certainteed, IKO, and Atlas, requires adequate ventilation as a condition of their material warranty. If your attic is inadequately ventilated and your shingles fail early, that warranty claim may be denied specifically because the ventilation requirements were not met. A roof replacement runs $10,000 to $20,000. The ridge vent that could have prevented premature failure costs $16 in materials. The second thing nobody talks about is what inadequate attic ventilation does in winter. Most people think attic ventilation is a summer issue. It is equally important in cold months. In cold climates, where the temperature often drops below freezing at night, it is even more important to ventilate the attic to keep the roof cold. If warm air from the ceiling below stagnates near the roof peak, it can melt snow on the roof. This water runs down the roof to a cooler area and refreezes, causing an ice dam. Over time, this dam causes water to back up under the shingles and leak into the attic and destroy the lumber. Ice dams are one of the most destructive and expensive winter roof problems in cold climates. They cause interior water damage, destroy insulation, and rot structural lumber, and they are primarily a ventilation problem. A properly ventilated cold attic, kept cold by consistent airflow, does not create ice dams because the roof surface temperature stays uniform. Snow melts evenly, rather than melting in warm spots and refreezing at the cold eaves. The same ridge vent that cuts attic heat in summer prevents ice dams in winter. One passive system. Year-round benefit. Now let me address the common mistake that actually makes attic ventilation worse. And it is something a lot of homeowners and even some contractors do without realizing the problem. If your home has gable vents, the louvered openings on the triangular ends of the attic, and you add a ridge vent, you need to seal the gable vents. This is counterintuitive. More vents sounds like more ventilation, but the airflow physics do not work that way. If you are installing a ridge vent with an existing gable vent, it is best to seal the gable. This is because gables can disrupt the airflow, doing more harm to your attic than good. Here is why. Gable vents create horizontal cross ventilation driven by wind direction. Ridge vents create vertical convective ventilation driven by heat rising. When both are open simultaneously, the gable vents short-circuit the ridge vent system. Air flows between the gable vent and the ridge vent on the same side of the attic, rather than flowing from soffit to ridge across the entire attic floor. Large sections of the attic receive no airflow at all. The corners and far ends stay hot. Mixing different ventilation types causes a short circuit of an attic's airflow, reducing the airflow's coverage area. The correct system is intake at the soffits and exhaust at the ridge. That combination covers the entire attic floor with airflow. Every square foot of the attic receives moving air. The hot spots that drive down into your living space are eliminated systematically rather than just in the area near a single vent. Let me give you the sizing calculation, because the ventilation has to be adequate for your attic square footage to work properly. An undersized system is better than nothing but does not deliver the full benefit. The standard rule is 1 square foot of net free ventilation area for every 150 square feet of attic floor space. Half of that should be intake at the soffits and half should be exhaust at the ridge. A 2,000 square foot attic needs roughly 13 square feet of net free vent area, about 6.5 square feet of soffit intake, and 6.5 square feet of ridge exhaust. Calculations indicate that on a July day in Texas, a ventilation rate of 1 air change per minute for a typical attic, using 95-degree outdoor air, will lower the peak attic temperature to about 101 degrees Fahrenheit. Providing half an air change per minute will lower the temperature to about 106 degrees Fahrenheit. The net-free vent area of the ridge vent product you buy is marked on the packaging. Match that number to your attic square footage before you buy. Most roll ridge vent products provide about 18 square inches of net-free area per linear foot. A 50-foot ridge line with continuous vent provides approximately 6 square feet of exhaust, adequate for a house with a footprint of around 900 square feet. Larger homes may need supplemental exhaust venting in addition to the ridge vent. Now I want to address honestly what a ridge vent does not fix by itself. I was surprised that the attic averaged 10 degrees cooler than the baseline reading. I was hoping that this consistent cooling would have an effect on the room. The room may have underlying insulation issues, but I didn't find any change in temperature from the baseline. After checking the ducting and replacing some insulated AC lines, the room has not cooled because of the ridge vent. This honest result from a real homeowner's test points to something important. The ridge vent reduced attic temperature by 10 degrees, but the room below did not improve, because the problem in that specific case was duct issues, not attic temperature alone. A ridge vent addresses one component of the hot room problem, the attic heat radiating through the ceiling. If the hot room also has a supply duct that is leaking, kinked, or undersized, the attic ventilation improvement helps, but does not fully solve it. The complete solution addresses both the heat source above and the airflow delivery system below. For a typical 2,000 square foot home, spending $2,400 per year on cooling, upgrading from poor ventilation to a well-balanced ridge and soffit system can reduce cooling costs by $350 to $600 annually. That is real savings on a system that costs $16 in materials and requires no electricity to operate, ever. Here is the thing that should make you pause. Every major shingle manufacturer in the country requires adequate attic ventilation as a warranty condition. Roofing contractors know this. They install the shingles. They are responsible for the warranty. And yet, in a significant number of re-roofing jobs, ridge vents are not installed unless the homeowner specifically asks for them. They add a small amount of labor and a small amount of material cost, and they are easy to skip when nobody asks about them. The HVAC contractor who serviced your AC last summer looked at your equipment, checked the refrigerant, tested the airflow, and drove away without looking at the roof. Because the roof is not their domain, the attic is not their domain. The heat source cooking your living space from above does not appear on their diagnostic checklist. The knowledge sits in a gap between trades. The roofer handles the roof. The HVAC contractor handles the equipment. Nobody is responsible for the conversation about what happens in the space between them. And that space, your attic, is where the hot room problem starts for millions of American homes every summer. A $16 roll of ridge vent material, clear soffit baffles. Soffit vents open and unobstructed. That is the passive ventilation system your house was supposed to have. And in too many homes, it was never properly installed. Or it was installed but blocked by insulation that nobody checked. Or it has a gable vent short-circuiting it that nobody knew to seal. Now you know. And you know what to look for. So here is what I want you to do this week. Get into your attic on a hot afternoon, ideally between 2 and 4 p.m. when attic temperatures peak. Bring a thermometer, record the temperature, then look at the ridge line from inside. Is there a continuous vent opening along the peak? Look at the soffit area at the eaves. Is the insulation pushed up against the eave, or is there a clear airway? If you have gable vents and a ridge vent, are the gable vents open? Those three things tell you exactly what your attic ventilation situation is and exactly what needs to change. Tell me in the comments what temperature you find in your attic when you check, and whether your home has a ridge vent already or relies on gable vents or box vents. I read every single comment, and I already know what most of the answers are going to look like. If this gave you something real, something you can check this week for free and address for $16, please hit that like button. It helps more than you know. And subscribe if you want to keep getting honest, practical information about your home without the markup. Thank you for watching. Stay comfortable, and I will see you in the next one.